Welcome, everyone. You've reached Grandma Mo. Appreciate it if you can hit that subscribe button for me. So we're covering the Friday nights on Ion games, and what a night for basketball. Just terrific. This was one of the games that came down to the last shot. 4 out of the 5 games were just fantastic. Very competitive, down to everybody's fighting for their lives right now. We've got, about 10 games. Some teams have more games than others, but it's around 10 games left of the season. And people are fighting for, playoff lives and trying to get in the case of these two teams, they're trying to get into the playoffs. And, what a game. Just so nice to watch. Just, terrific on every level. So you had the Sparks. This was, the Sparks have been scoring a lot of points. Other than the Valkyries game. The Valkyries are like the Sparks kryptonite. For some reason, they've got their number. But other than that, the Sparks have been scoring like 100 points a game. And this was, they were real close in this one. But this game was decided in the third quarter. The Dallas Wings came back. They gave it their all and almost caught them. This came down to a last-second shot. The Wings ended up getting the ball with 5 seconds left, 5-point-something. Paige Bueckers drove the length of the court, and I was hoping she'd just go all the way in. But she stopped and tried to hit a 3. It missed, and they lose. That's what it came down to. But, boy, your heart's beating fast like crazy. Like, oh my God, the ball goes in the air. And it didn't miss by much. So the Sparks escape, and they were probably very relieved when that shot missed, and escape with the win. So the Sparks get the win 97-96 over Dallas. Dallas is looking better. I mean, their record they've only won 9 games, but I have a feeling down the stretch they're going to win a few more. But we'll see, because, every other team is fighting for their lives too. But by quarter, the Sparks went out to a very strong first quarter, 32-27. So they were up by 5. And then Dallas outscored them by 2, 23-21 in the second quarter. And then the Sparks, 27-18. That's where they got their cushion. They outscored them in the third. But then Dallas came right back, and they outscored them 28-17 in the fourth. And they made it a barn burner of a game. But both teams had a lot of turnovers. The Sparks had 17, Dallas had 15. Points off turnovers were even. Points in the paint were pretty close, 50-44. Dallas actually outscored them with points in the paint, which is surprising given how tall and athletic that the Sparks are. You would think that they would outscore most teams' points in the paint. But their second chance point, they outscored Dallas 15-5. And then they also had 17-9 fast break points. But the Sparks led the whole way. Their biggest lead was 16 points. Dallas never had a lead. They were always just, scrambling to catch up. But the Sparks, they shot 44% from the floor and from 3. They ended up getting 39 rebounds to Dallas's 28. Dallas actually outshot them from the floor 50%, but they only shot 33% from 3. So they were perfect from the foul line. The Sparks were 20 for 25. So breaking down, the Sparks had 5 players in double figures, led by Kelsey Plum. She had 28. When the season started, I wasn't so sure this was the right decision for Plum, especially the way the Sparks had started out. They just weren't gelling. They weren't playing well together. But now they're fully healthy, and it's looking like, boy, this was the right decision for her. The Sparks are playing well. She's playing well. She 28 points. She did have 5 turnovers though. She was the one leading in the turnover department. But she also had 2 steals, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. She was 9 for 17 overall, which is 52% from the floor. She was 3 for 5 from 3 and 7 for 10 from the foul line, which, she's a really good foul shooter. She missed 3 of them. That's not usual for her. And then we have Dearica Hamby and Rickea Jackson. I always want to say Rickea. Anyway, Hamby, 20 points, 10 rebounds. She's been really solid for the Sparks. Just someone that they can count on night in and night out. She ended up with 1 steal. She also had 3 turnovers, but 4 assists, 10 rebounds. She was 5 for 6 from the line, 7 for 13 from the floor, which is 53%. Good job there. And then Rickea, she had 15 points, 5 rebounds. She had a steal, a turnover, 2 assists. She didn't shoot particularly well in this game. She was 5 for 17, but she was 3 for 7 from 3. So that's where she got the majority of. She got 9 of those 15 points there, and then 2 more from the foul line. So then we have Azurá Stevens. Azurá Stevens also contributed 15 points, 7 rebounds. She was 2 for 5 from 3, 5 for 12 overall. Then Julie Alamon, another good game from her. She was 5 for 8 from the floor. Very nice. 10 assists. So double-double for Alamon. She's been coming on, playing well for them. She had 4 steals, 4 rebounds, and 1 turnover. She was 2 for 4 from 3. So rounding out the scoring for the Sparks, we had Ray Burrell with 4 points. She was 2 for 7, 0 for 3 from 3. She had 3 rebounds, 2 steals, a turnover. And then Cameron Brink had 3 points, but she had 3 blocks. She is the block in charge kind of thing. Stevens also had 2 blocks. And then Cameron Brink had 7 rebounds. She didn't. Her only points were from the foul line. And then Julie Van Loo got in the game, but she didn't score. So that's it for the Sparks. And then the Dallas Wings, Paige Bueckers. What a game for Paige. She's definitely, I wouldn't say cementing, but she's making her bid for Rookie of the Year. 29 points. 29 points. She was 12 for 21. That's 57%. But she was 0 for 3 from 3. Boy, she would have loved, if she makes one of those, this game goes a different direction. But, overall, 5 for 5 from the foul line. She had 5 assists, 4 rebounds. She had a block and 1 turnover. So, very nice game from Paige. Just, it's too bad they can't put what she's doing into wins. But they had definite contributions from multiple people. You had Maddie Siegrist with 15 points, Quinterly had 11, and Isaiah James had 10, and Heinz Allen had 9, and so did Geiselsolder. So, they had a lot of contributions from people that just came up just a hair short. Maddie Siegrist, another good game from her. They have been so. Dallas has looked a lot better since Siegrist has gotten back. She shot 4 for 9 overall, 1 for 4 from 3, and she had 6 points from the foul line. She ended up with a block, a steal, a turnover, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. So another good game for Maddie Siegrist. So then we have Haley Jones. She ended up with 4 points. This wasn't one of her better games. But she's been playing well for Dallas, too. She ended up with 4 assists, 4 points. She had 2 blocks. Very nice block. There was actually quite a few blocks in this game. There were, it was great to see. She ended up with 2 rebounds. She was 2 for 7. So she didn't shoot particularly well. And then Geisselsolder had 9 points. She had a couple turnovers. She had 3 turnovers, but she ended up with a block and 3 rebounds. She was 3 for 5 from 3. That was the only shot she took. And then Grace Berger didn't score. She only played 6 minutes. Quinterly, good game from Quinterly. 11 points. She had 9 assists, but she had 5 turnovers. She's got to clean that up a little bit. But she also had 3 steals. So 2 rebounds. She was 3 for 5 from 3 and 4 for 8 from the floor. And then another game, Dallas did not use Leigh Rue. I don't understand that. I don't know why they're not putting her in against teams that are much bigger. And I don't know. She only played 8 minutes. 3 points. Hines Allen, 9 points. She was 4 for 5 overall. She had 7 rebounds. She's real strong inside. She also had 3 assists. Diamond Miller added 6 points. She was 3 for 6. And then Isaiah James, 10 points for her. Most of that came in the second half. She also had 2 steals, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. I'm pretty sure she was the one that stole that inbounds play and ended up getting a quick points for Dallas in the fourth quarter. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was her. 5 for 9, 55%. So, anyway, the Sparks get the win, 97-96 in a very exciting game. Just one of 4 that were like that. Okay, we'll see you next time.